Gotta put this up a little bit further. There we go. I think that'll work. All right. Maybe. I gotta push this up a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Stand by. Ooh, okay, here we go. We got Cypher Solutions in the house. Very quickly, by the way. What's up, Cypher? Mr. Cypher Solutions, my boy. Welcome to the show, everybody. I got the Scrub Daddy here. We're gonna do a little cleaning in the park today. Now we're gonna show you that even a dirty bench like this one. Don't worry, I ain't scrubbing. Yeah, I ain't scrubbing here. I ain't scrubbing there. We're gonna be scrubbing the bench. Now I'm gonna be showing you some demos. I got some water to put on it. You know, to grocery outlet water. So we're gonna show you how the Scrub Daddy can be used basically anywhere. You know, and Cypher Solutions says, "How was your 4th of July?" It was pretty good, dude. Pretty good. I got to go to the river. I got to chill out with my girlfriend. It was awesome. Yeah, so it was pretty good. Let me check out more of the. My biological stepson said, "Dad, the booger wall is now the vomit wall." Okay. Well, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I got a biological stepson, and I don't know how this is possible, but Oregon's backwards. So, like, in Oregon's left, so they even consider biological stepsons sons, and I have to pay child support for this biological stepchild that I have. I still don't know how it works. Believe you me, I'm just as confused as my biological. It leads me to drink. It leads me to drink. You know, I do like Keystone, by the way, so I am drinking a little bit of Keystone. My biological stepson, though, I think we're both we can agree on one thing though. Diddy is innocent. I'm gonna be drinking a little bit of water. I'm drinking a little bit of beer, but the goal is to try to clean this bench. And then afterwards, I'm gonna throw this. This is a very used Scrub Daddy, and hello there. But now, my boy Ty Lord is saying, update. It's now the vomit floor. Oh my god. Yeah, Cypher Solution says Diddy is really innocent. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. Diddy is a freak, and did he probably do a lot of prostitution crap? Sure. Absolutely. So we'll see what's happening with the verdict on that one. But yeah, my biological stepson says laughing emojis. Cool. Thank you, biological stepson. You are the man. Now, dog. So we are here at the park cleaning things. We're gonna clean what we can with the Scrub Daddy. I didn't bring any soap because you know there's a lot of ducks here. I don't want the ducks to consume any soap. So this is I wrung it out. It should be good. And we're going to make sure that this park is clean. Right, we're gonna make sure the park is clean and ready to roll. All right. So what I'm gonna do. Let's do a little demonstration. We're talking about investing here in a little bit, but we're going to talk about the Scrub Daddy. We're going to do a Scrub Daddy demonstration. By the way, quick thing. As an I do have a link to the Scrub Daddy, but as an Amazon associate, I do get a small commission for any time you press the link. When you click the link, buy whatever product is in there, and I make a small commission at no extra cost to you. It just helps support the channel. So I am an Amazon associate. I like to be very transparent about that. They are an affiliate. But yeah, anytime you click my affiliate links in the description, I make a small commission. It really helps support the channel. I don't know what the commission rate is for this Scrub Daddy, but either way, I only support products that I truly love. And now while this is kind of a very jokey video, it also, I want to be very clear, I love the Scrub Daddy. This might be, and I'm not even doing this to be a shill, just like I'm a shill, but like I do love this product. So anytime I can get people on board by replacing their sponges with a Scrub Daddy, I feel like I've done the world a good service, because it's a great product, and it is one of the most, I think it may be the most successful Shark Tank product to ever come out of that show. So I work at the part 2 and greatly appreciate it, bud. I work for the city, says Cypher Solutions. Cypher Solutions also says, to be honest, I hope Amazon goes bankrupt. My boss wanted to. Jeez, that's weird, dude. I don't know if you guys, I'm not going to read Cypher Solutions' entire comment out loud, but you guys got to check it. Dude, Cypher Solutions, man. He's a wild boy. Let's clean some stuff while you guys can take a look at my crotch. So, as you can see, this is a pretty nasty, you can see all the white spots. You can probably see, if we're lucky, well, that little splooch, that's a bird poop. And we're going to, first, fill the Scrub Daddy. That's right, fill you up. Now we're going to see how well this can clean the bench. So, as you can see, now this is a used Scrub Daddy, by the way. I've been using this one for 3 months. But look at that. Even a 3-month-old Scrub Daddy is still kicking butt. This is not fresh out of the box, by the way. Look at that. Boom. That's what we call cleaning. Also, there are links in the description as well, just as a heads up for you guys. So plenty of ways to get a hold of a Scrub Daddy. But yeah, look at that. Basically just clean that off. I gotta scrub it a little harder though, because it's caked in there. When anything's caked in there, you just get a little scrub, and it doesn't scratch the surface, which is really nice. It doesn't actually leave any scratch marks. So I use these on my pots and pans. I use this thing on my pots and pans all the flipping time, and it's one of the best. It's one of the best things in the world. But yeah, as you can see, look at that. I don't know if I'm going to give you guys a little more of a vantage point here. Look at that. Oh yeah, so Cypher Solution says he has that exact one. Yep. And look at that. Let's clean even more of this bench. Look at that. And I'm not even using any soap, by the way, but it's really good at just getting to the core of it. But as you can see, now some of this is really caked in there, so you'd have to do like maybe a few scrub rounds. But yeah, Scrub Daddy's incredible. So if you really want to clean anything, and it leaves a little bit of residue. Now I'm going to try to clean this off a little bit to the best of my ability. I'm going to try to... Ugh. Uh-oh. It's going to my backpack. Get away from my backpack. The backpack got a little wet. That's okay. We'll dry off the backpack in the sun here in a bit. We'll go to the other table in just a second. But yeah, you know, it's pretty much a Scrub Daddy. And I'm going to try to... It's a little gross. I'm going to throw this one away anyway. I didn't actually bring any true soap with me, so I'm just going to have to probably wash my hands in Keystone Light as well. So, because Keystone has alcohol in it, so I could at least wash my hands with a little Keystone. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, please. Yeah, I'm gonna use a little Keystone to wash the hands. It's got a little alcohol in it, but you know, purifies the soul. Drink a little bit of water too. But yeah, overall, that is a demonstration of how advantageous the Scrub Daddy can be in this type of scenario. It's really one of the best products in the world, if I'm going to be honest. But I love it. I'm a Scrub Daddy addict. I've been shilling this product for a while. And I can't believe more. I think more people are. Is a segment of audience that still isn't using it. And I'm telling you, man, if there's one product I'm proud to shill, it is this. Now, products, I'll give you an example of products I'd be ashamed to shill. One would be FTX, obviously. Anything that's Bitcoin related, I'd be ashamed because Bitcoin's terrible, and we all know that Bitcoin is a Ponzi. It's a grift. I'm gonna keep washing my hands with beer. As you guys can tell, I'm washing my hands with a little bit of beer. My hands smell like Keystone. This is awesome. Everything I touch turns to beer. I didn't bring a towel with me. I didn't exactly prepare for this as well as I thought I would. So I guess the only real towel I got is my hands or my shorts. Smell like alcohol for a while here. Let's take a look here. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Tell us how the fuck we're going with the big beautiful bill. Don't take the paint off. They often repaint those often. So the thing is, the big beautiful bill, since Cypher Solutions wants a little more clarification on it, I think it's going to be good for. I think it might be good for companies in the long run. There are tax breaks that the various companies are going to get. And here's the thing, man. People are like, oh, it's just tax breaks for the rich, blah, blah, blah. It's like, not necessarily. It's tax breaks for companies because corporations do get taxed. And honestly, taxation of any corporation hurts the bottom line. And honestly, after seeing how wasteful the spending is in Washington, I'm actually okay with those tax cuts continuing. In fact, I don't think corporations should really be taxed at all, if I'm going to be quite honest, because they provide a product and a service already. Why should they be punished? Which I see taxes as punishment, by the way. I think if you're getting W-2s, you should be taxed, not at a high rate, but you should be taxed. And if we're gonna tax everybody, let's tax everybody at an even percentage. I think 5% would be a good flat tax, if I'm going to be honest. I think if we're going to debate this, I think a flat tax for everybody, no exceptions, 5. And we'll call it a day. I think 10% is actually too high. But if we're gonna have all these things, no tax breaks, just a default 5% on the federal level. If we want to have all these stupid federal programs, that is. Which I think there should be more programs on the state level. We become too centralized with a lot of the operations. Taxation without representation is all I'm going to say. Yes, Cypher Solutions. Yes, I agree with that. We are not being, as people of this nation, we are not being represented fairly. In fact, a lot of the federal tax money that you give is going to other nations. It's not going to anything good. It's not going for the betterment of America. While I'm not a big fan of the big beautiful bill, I believe it's at least a shot at getting our infrastructure back. And I think the spending's a little bit high on it, if we're going to be honest. But we need to find a way to. I mean, this is one of the reasons I don't save the dollar. I think the dollar is just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. And the dollar's barely holding on to its reserve currency status, which is one of the reasons I for the most part, just stay away from the dollar overall. Yeah, it's one of those things for me. I'm not a big fan of currencies, if we're going to be completely honest. I gotta, hold on. Yeah, do this carefully. Trying to charge the phone without getting any water on things. Trying to keep the battery as full as possible for when we go on the more mobile walks. Let's see. All right. Yeah, this is great, man. Making money during live streams. I really have fun doing this. But yeah, this is the, Scrub Daddy, just as an FYI, man, this is one of the greatest products ever come out of Shark Tank. And I can't get enough of it. If we're going to be honest, I can't get enough of it, man. So, boom. But yeah, no, like I said, as an Amazon associate, I do have a link in the description below. Anytime you click on a link to purchase a product, I get a small commission to help support the channel, and it's at no extra cost to you. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, boom. Scrub Daddy. Now, I love doing live demonstrations like this, so that way it's not edited, and it's also fun just doing these in the park. And I enjoy also so that way everybody knows it's not edited. I respond to all the comments that I see on here. At least I try to. Let's see. Cypher Solution says, I was watching a YouTube video saying they knew that the trade debt for goods and they knew it hurts the economy as a whole. There's nothing we could do about it. I don't know, man. Like, I'm still kind of on the fence about the big beautiful bill. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if it's getting infrastructure figured out in America. If there's going to be more money going to border security, I'm down for that. Honestly, down for more border security. But yeah, no, it's like, when MS-13, the problem is MS-13 has taken over Mexico, and it sucks. It really sucks. And it's very depressing too, just how much MS-13 has taken over. Hold on. It sucks. It looks like... Okay, so Cypher Solution says it sucks. It looks like I'm the only one talking. I'm starting to see a lot of getting uncirculated penny wheats for $2. All right. Well, here's the thing, man. I don't really keep tabs on what the market does. All I care about is what is valuable and what isn't valuable, right? So my investing strategy is simple. What is valuable? For example, this is going to... On the consumer level, what is valuable to me? Now... Granted, these are two separate subjects, but we're going to use this as an analogy, right? I only invest in things that are naturally valuable and can't be easily duplicated, right? Well, this can, but this is valuable to me, right? I know what this is. I know what this does. For the most part, I keep a diversified portfolio because honestly, I don't want to miss out on any particular industry that may be booming. So whenever a new industry comes out, I do like to try to get exposure. I'll usually buy like a share of each company that seems to be promising. I will look at their balance sheets before actually getting into the company, but let's see. Cypher Solution says Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin's stupid, dude. Cypher, we've had this discussion, man. You know and I know. Bitcoin is awful. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a grift. It's a terrible grift. You know it. Don't you lie to me, boy. I realized I just made this whole table wet, so... Oh, you know what? There's finally a bit of shade showing up on that table over there. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to finish this beer, and then we're going to get out the notebook on the other table, and we'll do that here in a second. We'll do that here in just a second. Water than beer. But anyway, it's one of those things for me. Like, I've, I look at just whatever's valuable, I mean, like, it's that simple. Is this a good company? Does it have cash flow? And one thing that Kevin O'Leary said, even though he's a Bitcoin shill, I still appreciate like 98% of what he says outside of Bitcoin. Because even the smartest people can be wrong sometimes about things. But one thing that Kevin O'Leary said, and he kind of modeled his investment portfolio after some of Charlie Munger's philosophies, but he said, and one day I just grew a Charlie Munger on my shoulder and said, and that little thing on that little Charlie Munger on my shoulder said, if there ain't no cash flow, just say no. If there is no cash flow, just say no. And it's a really good piece of advice. It's not advice I'm giving you, it's advice that Kevin O'Leary gave to me. Now, I'm just restating it as a quotation, not financial advice from me, though. One thing I will say, though, what was really great about this information is it's true. If there is no cash flow, why would I want to invest in this? It's not proven. If it has proven cash flows and the management seems all right, sure, I'll buy a share of it. But I'm never all in on any particular company. That is one of my investing strategies, is I'm never, ever, ever all in. I think that being all in is kind of a weakness in a lot of ways, and just not a good thing in general. Because I like to spread out my risk, and I think that if you spread out your risk to a certain degree, you don't have to fall victim to any potential things that could kill a company. And there's a lot of things that can kill a company that people don't always take into account for. We live in a very sue-heavy culture, so I try to get into a lot of companies that can withstand, terrible times. Also, I try to get into companies that are relatively boring but relatively effective. So, let's see. Cypher Solutions says Lockheed Martin. Yes, actually, owning Lockheed Martin is, in my opinion, not financial advice, but good. It's a good investment, sure, because they have a lot of contracts with the U.S. government. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of Lockheed Martin. In fact, a lot of my exposure to Lockheed is actually straight up through ETFs. But that's about it, though. Either way, I have a ton of ETFs that expose me to a ton of different companies, a ton of different sectors, internationally. The best way to get exposed to international companies, in my opinion, is through exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and I just don't really see it any other way. I mean, there are other ways to get exposure to international companies, but that's my favorite way, at least, is through those types of ETFs. But yeah, overall, Splantier has, Palantir. So you're saying, Cypher Solutions says, I heard Palantir has like a cons with government too. Contract. So yeah, I mean, if Palantir, I actually still don't to this day know what Palantir does. But I do know that I have exposure to Palantir through a variety of ETFs, which is kind of nice. Keystone, baby. Huge fan. Sorry guys, my boy Nathan was actually messaging me a couple moments ago. He wants to play some cards tonight. I told him I'll play some cards, but not too late, because it is a bit of a, I guess you could say, a school night, because I have to get up in the where. Let's see. Palantir's an AI company, says Cypher Solutions. Okay. So, and here's the thing about AI companies that I'm totally fine with, by the way. Hold on. Don't forget about the Scrub Daddy, by the way. We did that sweet demo earlier during the live video. We did a really cool demo. We cleaned this park bench. And we didn't even use soap. Oh, yes, I know. Every time I do that, the video freezes. I am sorry about that, by the way. I just wanted to make sure I responded to my boy. Get that response in. So, yep. But yeah, overall, just Tempted Adverse says, are you sponsored by Scrub Daddy? No, actually, I'm not sponsored by Scrub Daddy, but like I've been mentioning in the video, I'm an Amazon associate, so any products that are sold on Amazon, I can actually put affiliate links in the description below. Now, I do have to give a disclaimer, though. If you guys follow the link in the description below for the Scrub Daddy as an Amazon associate, when you click on that link, I may get a small commission. And with that commission, it supports the channel, but you click on the link, if you buy the product, I may get a small commission. And then, and what's really great is it's at no extra cost to you. It doesn't cost you anything extra, which is really nice. So, and then so Tempted Adverse is wondering why, because yeah, they're not a sponsor by any means, but I can get some commission for positively promoting it, and it's a good product. Why do you give the Scrub Daddy free promotion? They should be. Nah, they don't need to. They don't have to, and that's what the whole affiliate marketing thing is all about. Because I don't necessarily want a sponsor for this show. If I'm going to be honest, I enjoy affiliate marketing a lot more. I get to have the freedom of selling a product, at least promoting a product, and if people click the link, next time I buy something from Amazon, I'll use your link. Oh, thank you, bud. Yeah, no. So if there's any by the way, check out the links in my description, because there may be a product that I use that maybe you'll want to use. And I'm telling you, man, If you don't have a scrub daddy, which you may already, but if you don't, definitely add the. I think you should add the scrub daddy to your regimen of cleaning products. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, also check out the other links in the description. I got plenty of links in every video description. And it's all Amazon associate links. And like I said, if you buy it, Tempted Adverse says Scrub Daddy's all we use our house. So Tempted Adverse has a Scrub Daddy. But hey, next time you have to purchase Scrub Daddies, though, I hope if you could, try using the link and then purchase Scrub Daddies that way. You don't have to, of course. I just hope you do. Let's see. You hear about the extreme amount of bots and preds attached to them bots. It's going to bring... What are you talking... Hold on. Tempted Adverse. What are you talking about, bro? Not Tempted Adverse. Sorry about that. I'm confusing my people here. Cypher Solutions. What are you talking about with all the bots? Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? And then Tempted Adverse, I will sure do that. Thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got plenty of links to stuff that I like to use, even the cleaning products that I use on the day-to-day basis. Well, maybe not day-to-day basis, but on whenever I'm cleaning things, or like the computer I use, the smartphone I use. I like to make sure all of that is listed, because I think that the products that I use, they've been very helpful to me, and I think that they could be helpful to a lot of other people and make their lives easier. So I like to sell products at a commission. Would I like to have Scrub Daddy as a sponsor? Let's just say that I don't know if they'd ever want me to sponsor their products, if we're going to be honest. But it'd be cool. No, don't get me wrong. It'd be awesome to have Scrub Daddy as a sponsor. But I know realistically, probably not possible. But hey, I would accept a sponsorship from them as long as they didn't tell me how to do my content. I'd bring a scrub. I would legit bring a Scrub Daddy with me everywhere. If Scrub Daddy sponsored me, I would be bringing the Scrub Daddy. I would have shoulder pads that would have Scrub Daddies on the shoulder pads. That's how much I would love them to sponsor me. But no, it's probably not going to happen. But hey, that's the beauty about affiliate marketing, is I can demonstrate how well a product works, and then I can earn a small commission anytime somebody presses a link and purchases that product. Or there's other products also in my descriptions, not just the Scrub Daddy. Let's see. So Cypher Solutions is saying there is an extreme amount of bots being implemented into the system of YouTube, getting past the mod algorithm, leading to Discord and WhatsApp. It's getting pretty bad now. So I'm still kind of confused. Are you saying that like there's just a lot of spam bots in the comments section? Like, I'm trying to get a gauge on what you're talking about, man. I love you, Cypher Solutions. You actually provide some interesting insights on this show. But sometimes I don't know what the fuck you're saying. But I mean that in a good way, by the way. But yeah, elaborate a little further. I'm sorry if I'm not following. Sometimes I could be a little slow. My bad. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna move here in a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'll start moving some of my stuff over here. Moving the Scrub Daddy. We're moving to a little more of a lit table where I can actually chill out a little easier. Get the backpack here in just a second. Alright. Alright, it's a drier table since I got that table a little too wet. Here. Alright. All right, first off, maybe you know what I could do? I could create a pimp necklace using the scrub daddy here. So I was thinking, could bring the scrub daddy back with me. Create a sweet necklace. Okay, so let's read Cypher Solutions comments real quick. Let's get to that. And hold on, let me get this camera angle a little bit more squared away. Okay, so let's read the comments here. Oh, okay. So Cypher Solution saying WowBots kind of thing for okay, like farming kids. Okay, that's weird. Let's see. What else are we looking at here? Cypher Solution says, "Here's to putting up with my shit." Thank you, Cypher. Hey, man, it's not a problem, dude. There's nothing really to put up with, but I do appreciate the super chat, my man. I really do. That means a lot, brother. Thank you. But no, there's nothing to really put up with, man. Even though we have our tits and tats, we disagree with each other. We go a little back and forth. We get a little crazy. It's always fun to have you on here, man. Look above my dono. Let's see. What up, son? Says Ultra Fires in the house. Says, what up, son? What up, dude? So we got ourselves a super chat. We simping. We always simping here. But yeah, man. Just excited. Really excited to do the show in the sun. Kind of sitting in the shaded area a little bit. Keep my hair. My hair's a little bit messed up, but okay. So Cypher Solutions says, "Just remember me when you need a mod, brother." Oh yeah, I mean, this channel's unmoderated for the most part. I don't even care if there's, you know what I mean, as far as chat mods go. I don't really need. My buddy Jordan, for instance, offered to become a chat mod, and I was like, nah, I appreciate it, but I mean, this is my channel's very wild west, but I don't like to have a lot of moderation on the channel. Even if bots are being totally pieces of shit, it's kind of fun to see what the bots are doing, even though I hate the bots. Screw the bots. I like AI though. Cypher Solution says you just started. I know. No, I'm talking about like overall, man. The whole goal for this channel was to have an unmoderated discussion. Just let people say whatever they want, even if it's heinous and gross. I mean, if YouTube decides to block some of those comments, I got no other choice but to accept it. But on a personal level, though, I don't like to block any comments that come in. I don't think I should. I don't think I need to. I figure my audience is adult enough to handle a little bit of spam. And, if those spams to you guys can report it. It's also, you guys can report a comment that's unethical. I'll report one too. To see when it's bad, I'll report it. But outside of though, do your thing. I really don't care what people say for the most part. I just don't. Ultra Fires says that was the park today. Oh, pretty good, man. Cypher Solution says they're watching you. You're buffering. Hey, you know what? It's possible that a lot of people are just using the same cell tower. I mean, I'm only doing this off of 5G, by the way, so it's not like I'm doing anything too fancy. But yeah, overall, I'm not like. This whole channel was created pretty much just to talk about investing. Sadly, it's been about the drama that's been accumulating with my management team at work, which I can't believe it's got out of hand. Like I said, in the 12 years I've been there, I think their behavior's been this behavior that I've experienced been honestly unprofessional. It's gotten to a point where these levels of gaslighting, it's terrible. Cypher Solution says I can't even understand you. What are you saying, Matt? You talking about you can't hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Or is it windy? I mean, there is a little windy here, here's to Trump. Scrub Daddy. Everybody loves Scrub Daddy. Can you guys actually hear me alright though? Or like, it sounds pretty bad. Hold on. Okay, is that better? Hopefully the sound's a little bit better. I just had to, I closed out the YouTube app just in case. And so the sound might be better, I'm hoping. If it isn't, well, oh well. Yeah, I just decided if it's really that bad, I was like, I might as well just close out of the YouTube app and then just reopen it back up. The phone doesn't feel like it's overheating or anything, which is good. What's the battery life looking like on this? By the way, pretty excited. I got the new Pixel update for the Pixel phone. Really, really stellar update, by the way. It's pretty sexy. It's very sexy. I'm going to try to get the camera a little bit closer, though, so you guys can hear my bussy. Let's see. So Cypher Solutions says Microsoft to drop 9,000 people. Yeah, I heard about that, man. I can't believe they're... well, I guess I kind of can. I mean, AI has taken over, and they're trying to get rid of as much employees as possible. But yeah, I mean, I think they're probably trying to expand their AI division, which makes perfect sense. By the way, like and subscribe, please. I need your likes. I need your subscribes. I need them so hard. I want you to give me the subscribes. Give it to me hard, Zaddy. Anyway, let's take a look here. But I do want to say thank you, Cypher Solutions, once again for the super chat, though. Make sure you guys check out my boy Cypher Solutions. He's pretty studly, and I appreciate you just firmly supporting the channel. I mean, emphasis on the firm, by the way, on the word firm. I love saying the word firm, as you guys already know. But yeah, I mean, just we don't really know what's going to happen. See, my thing is I just remain invested in what I can, invest in as much as I can. You know, get into different companies, have a diversified portfolio, allow the dividends to pay me. Cypher Solutions says I got to bounce. Godspeed, man. Thank you, brother. But I will admit, AI is definitely changing the landscape. That's for sure. It's made me rethink my career, the career that I've kind of chosen. There will still be people who are needed. Human beings will still be needed for now, for call center work. But it's going to get really interesting, and quite frankly, like I said, I don't trust. I don't trust the company I work for anymore. It sucks. It's something I don't even really like to say because I thought that it was going to get better, but it just hasn't. And now, kind of my goal at this point is to expose the company for what it is. That's about it. Yeah, it's good shit. But feeling good. As you know, this is the Mussy Bussy Investing Show. I'm gonna get out the notebook real quick. My handy dandy gay ass notebook, wherever that thing is. It is somewhere. Ah, here it is. As we all see, I got my Star Trek notebook. It's got all the beautiful ships. Gotta find a pen though. Got a pen sitting in here somewhere. Ooh. Mill Casino pen right here. Oh, it doesn't even say the Mill Casino anymore. No way, the text actually rubbed off on the pen. No way. Yeah, the ink still works though. By the way, yeah, check this out. This is a Star Trek notebook. It's got all the different ships on it. And I hear a crow yapping at me. So what do you guys think about the big, beautiful bill? You guys big fans of it, or you guys what are you guys thinking about it? Yeah, trying to find a page that's fairly empty. It's all filled with my random notes. These notes are so valuable, but also it's basically chicken scratch. We're looking at this. Oh, okay, that's kind of a blank page. I'll take it. Blank page, baby. Now right now. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at the comments, and but thank you, Cypher Solutions, for all the contribution on this particular live stream. I appreciate you, G. We have Ultrafire saying, "I wish I could move to Coos Bay. It's a pretty nice place, man. If you ever do visit, let me know, man. I'll go buy you a beer at one of the pubs if you drink. If not, I'll hang out with you somewhere, bud." If you don't drink, we'll Ultrafire. If you make your way down here, we'll get a coffee or something, brother. Yeah. Hell, actually, honestly, that would be kind of fun. Any fans of the show? Anytime you guys are down in Coos Bay, of course, I do work from certain times, but for the most part in the evenings, if you guys ever find yourself down in Coos Bay and you want to just be on the show, we can go somewhere public and even to the park and do a live interview. I will say, if Tim Smith ever makes his way down to Coos Bay, or like passes through Coos Bay, I would definitely make the time for that sucker, dude. He's the man. When I say sucker, I mean like in a good way. Kind of like, I don't know, I just like to say the word sucker. But no, I would love to have Tim on the show. That would be fun. Like, we've had Tim obviously through StreamYard and stuff like that. But if Tim ever does find his way down, like passing through Coos Bay or something, it would be fun to do like just a cool, like, chill out with him. I'd love to just chill out with him at the bar, drink some beer, do a drunken interview or something. That would be badass. That would be pimp. Let's see. Ultrafire says there's a lot of good stuff, but also some bad things too. Sounds good, man. Definitely, yeah, man. If you ever find your way through strolling past the coast of Oregon, man, best thing you could do is probably email me, because I don't give out a lot of my public information online, at least my personal information, I should say. But you just would have to let me know, like, just through email or something, and I would just respond back to you via email, because I do check my my Garza Medias. It's garzamedias@gmail.com. So anybody who does find their way down here, send me a quick email, and I'll, and if I'm not responding, leave a comment on the channel or something and be like, "Hey, I'm in Coos Bay, brother." I'd be like, "Oh shit." But I do need an alternate phone number for the show, like an actual phone number where I could respond to text and stuff. Sounds good, man. Definitely. Oh yeah, and StreamYard would be awesome in the meantime. Yeah, I mean, Ultrafire. If I decide to do, I haven't done a StreamYard live stream in a while, so that would be kind of fun to have. Ultrafire on. It'd be fun to have Tim Smith on a StreamYard. I think you call those episodes like Michael Garza and the Boys will spell boys B-O-I-S because it's ridiculous. But yeah, no, it'd be very enjoyable to me, at least. I have fun shooting the shit with you guys and stuff, and it's always fun. But yeah, doing the show at the park is always a good time. Good man. Oh yeah, StreamYard would be great. Yep, and then Brony Bro podcast. Oh god, the Brony Bro. It's funny because I'm not a real brony. I like to pretend though. It's very fun to pretend like I'm into that culture, but god no, it's creepy. It's a very creepy culture. Brony culture is fucking creepy. Just gonna put it that way. But yeah, man, I would shill the Scrub Daddy anywhere. Everybody should shill the Scrub Daddy. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, doing the show with it's funny. I just set this up on a tripod. I bring my Pixel 8 Pro, which honestly has a good microphone on it, by the way. Eventually, I will upgrade to a better smartphone. I mean, this is a great smartphone anyway. It's not even that old. And maybe I won't. I'm just gonna keep using this phone as long as it can continue to give me updates. Which, by the way, support for this phone stops in 2030. So I'll either replace the phone when the battery integrity starts sucking, or something like that. I'll figure it out when the time comes. But so far, this phone's been great. I only charge it up to 80%, and then which actually keeps the battery life lasting longer. So I'll be able to have this phone operating for a lot longer than I expected, which is nice. My brony brothers. Oh man. So talking about investing though. So we talked about the Scrub Daddy quite a bit. We talked about all sorts of random stuff about like what's going on in the world. You know, we talk about like companies and stuff. If I were to think about Microsoft stock right now, I'm pretty sure. So it's tough to say whether them firing that many employees is a sign of bad times. It really is. It could be there could be a few factors that weigh into all this. One factor, and look, I don't like seeing people lose their jobs. It sucks. Like, and that is one of the downfalls of the AI takeover. Is it's gonna kill a lot of jobs, including probably mine. If we're gonna be honest, I think mine's gonna go out the window soon enough. As long as I can still talk to people on the phone, though, I think it's I think it works. But yeah. But the Brony Bro podcast, man, we're the bronies, all right? We're all brony brothers. But yeah, overall with investing, it's like I'm not really hyper focused on a single stock, and I think that's the one thing that people tend to do is they hyper focus on one or two or three stocks, when honestly they can get exposed to those stocks and not have to buy like tons of shares. You know, we live in an age where you don't have, and this is something that I think people are still having trouble grasping, is that you don't have to pay a commission fee anymore to purchase stocks. You can just buy one measly share, and not have to pay any commission fees. You can get a Charles Schwab brokerage account. You can get a Robinhood brokerage account. There's plenty of brokerages that don't force you to pay a commission fee. But everybody's like, oh, but what about what was it, cash for order flow or whatever that shit is, where like basically they sell your information of how you're trading and stuff like that, or like what you're buying or what people are buying. What was it, cash for order flow or something like that, where like these like Robinhood and Charles Schwab and all these different brokerages or whatever, you know, let bigger hedge funds know what people are buying. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, even if hedge funds do have that data and know what you're buying, only idiots buy what everybody else is buying. Do you see what I'm saying? So one of the things for me is, if you're a good investor, that cash for order flow bullshit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if big hedge funds are buying your data as long as you're a decent investor. And there's a bee over here. I'm gonna keep the beer over here. I'm gonna keep the Scrub Daddy and the Keystone over there, so that way the bee stays away from a bussy. There we go. All right. Side here. All right. But yeah, no, Brony Brother podcast. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we're elaborating a little bit further into the investing sphere. You know me, I like doing, when I do these long live videos, I like to talk about a wide variety of subjects. Oh shit, there were some comments I missed out on. Hold on. Ultra Fire says, "LOL. Elon Musk is creating his own political party. I think it's called the America Party." Yes, I heard something about that. Yeah. So the America Party, which honestly, look, I'm actually all for multiple party systems. I think that we've taken this two-party system maybe a little too far, and I think that there should be multiple parties if we're going to be honest. Stocks Family Farm says, "Good afternoon, sir. How's the weather in town today?" My boy TJ in the house. Dude, pretty good. I just decided to drink a little Keystone. Drank that already. And then I'm also just drinking a little bit of Grocery Outlet purified water. I had this from a camping trip, so went down to the river. I got a little bit burnt, but actually the burn's kind of gone. I don't really have much of my back's still kind of hurting a bit, but outside of it though, back's feeling pretty good, and just kind of keeping my shirt on and trying to keep my shoulders my shoulders a little bit rough around the edges, so got a little burn on the shoulders. Try my best to use SPF 100, by the way. If anything, I should probably apply if I'm going to be out here for a while, which I don't know how long I'm going to be out. For a bit, but I'm going to use this. This is, now I prefer the, what's that one, Banana Boat, but I got the Copper Tone S Sport one or whatever. Stocks Family Farm says, "Nice, we are at the campground swimming in the river right now." Hell yeah, brother. Get it, dude. Hey, dude, get that nice weather going, man. Yeah, because for the last 2 days, man, I've been swimming in the Umpqua River and stuff, and camping, and just feeling good. So lots of swimming, man. Lots of swimming. But I gotta put on. So SPF 100 is what I go for, because I got pretty fair Irish skin, even though by all technicality I am Mexicano. But let's see. Nice. We are in the. See, Ultra Fire says, "Dang, weather report shows 69 degrees in Coos Bay. It's awesome." Yeah. SPF 100, man. I tell people, I mean, if you got pretty pale skin and you're gonna be swimming for a while, get like the highest, most intense one. And honestly, Copper Tone, pretty good. I do prefer the Banana Boat one though. Overall, they have this spray SPF 100 one that I particularly love. But as far as like the lotion though, yeah, I definitely gotta put this on my. Yeah, I got burnt pretty bad on my left shoulder though. I didn't really get that as well as I thought I was gonna get it. Oh man, might as well use this. Probably put some of this on my forehead too. But yeah, I use the spray to get it on me, and probably put a little on my arms while we're at it. Like I said, I got a lot of sun during the weekend, and the SPF 100 for the most part did come in the clutch, but some of it did wear off. And when you're in the water for as long as I am, half the time it's like it's pretty wild sometimes. So I got a little burn on my leg, but it's not too bad. Luckily, my leg's been tanning a little bit, and I just love being out in the sun. If we're gonna be honest, I'm a sunflower. So as gay as that sounds. But yeah, if we're talking about it a little further, I was thinking, like I said, the perfect portfolio is all sorts of things. What the hell is that? Let's see. But yeah, the perfect portfolio, man, it's an interesting one to construct. I don't think there really ever is such a thing as a perfect portfolio. I mean, if we're going to be honest, the perfect portfolio is a diversified one because it's secure. It does grow over time as long as you're exposed to assets that can't be duplicated, like, you know, commodities and stocks. And bonds are different because they're not inflation proof. However, bonds do give a guaranteed yield. There is a plus to that. But I will say that my portfolio is not very bond heavy. That's the one thing. I do have about 10 to 15, I think about 10% actually covered calls. I pretty much eyeball my portfolio. I'm not very strict on weighting, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people have is they're so hyper focused on the weighting of the portfolio when they just need to be focused on getting diversified to every degree. And honestly, that's why I'm all about multi ETF theory. Multiple. I'm saying multiple ETFs equal multiple orgasms. No, maybe multiple. I don't know. I get a little stiff when I think about ETFs. Just a little. I get jubbed. A little jubbed. Let's see. It is nice when the park is basically my office because I could do this show. I can have viewers viewing. What's crazy is I'm monetized, which is even more wild to think about. By the way, quick question to everybody. Did you guys actually like see an ad when you guys came into the live stream? Because I did turn the monetization on for this episode. I've been trying to do that for every live video that I do. But I'm wondering, did you guys actually see an ad at any point or an ad during the video? Because I'm trying to gauge if the monetization's actually on. So if you guys are seeing ads, that's fantastic. If you guys are seeing it in the middle or the beginning of the stream, because I'm trying to monetize, get a little bit of money for every live stream that I do, and obviously I'll get more money later on when people view the live stream later. But yeah, like I said, still trying to make that extra cash. And you know, the more subscribers I get, I just want to say this: that's been a huge marker of this channel is getting more subscribers. That's, you know, even if I'm not a successful affiliate marketer, I do want to be at least successful on putting out a lot of fun content, you know, even if it's kind of boring, I should say, but still, even the boring content, I do try to make it, at least when it's on a boring subject, I like to make the content as entertaining as I could possibly make it. So, and that's sometimes it's half the battle, because, like, you know, when you're talking about diversification, I mean, what is more boring than a diversified portfolio, especially when you have like one share of just about every ETF, and then one share of just about every individual stock that you want to have in your portfolio. It gets a little boring. So I can understand that there's a lot of people who would not have the greatest time watching a video like this, but you know, one of the best things about my portfolio is there's consistent cash flow from the dividends that come in. From the you know, 20% of the portfolio is actively traded, in the sense that I bet against Bitcoin, which is fun, by the way. I got into Bitcoin very early, and I never sold. I still have my holdings. I just decided that betting against Bitcoin was the smartest way to do it, because when I first got into Bitcoin, I actually got kind of suckered into it a little bit. You know, I was going on like Reddit forums like an idiot, because that's, if you want to learn how to be an idiot investor, just go to Reddit forums and you'll learn how to be a dumbass in no time. But you know, it's just kind of how it goes. I'm not going to end, yes, commercial when I clicked on this live. Okay, cool. There's one setting I got to check though. So by the way, I'm not going anywhere. It may buffer, the stream may buffer for a second. I'm not going anywhere. Just bear with me. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just double checking sure the monetization was actually. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just double checking sure the monetization was actually turned on for this. So great. Cool. As long as the commercial came up, and I'm sorry I have to subject you guys to ads. It is one of the ways to keep the funding for this show going. I totally get it if you guys want to skip ads when they come on. More power to you. Give me a second, though. I gotta do something real quick. Sorry about that, folks. Small technical difficulties. Still back. Still good. I'm glad the commercials are showing, though. I think it's just the way the channel gets funded to every degree, and it helps the channel grow more than anything. Because the extra money, it helps, and a lot of that money just is an FYI, just for full transparency. I just invest it. If you guys want to know where that money goes, most of the YouTube grifter money that I get, I do put some of it in a high yield savings account, though, because I do like guaranteed yields. And I really don't have a lot of bonds in my portfolio, so like a high yield savings account is kind of the closest I'm going to get to having more bonds in my portfolio, because only like 10% of my 10 to 15% total is a combination of U.S. and international bonds. But I could probably use some more bonds in my portfolio. If I'm smart, I should probably have more international bonds. But one of these days, we'll see. At the Real Garza show, you either ride with us or collide with us. That's what Ultra Fire says, not me. That's ugh. Teeth are looking a little yellow this morning. I didn't brush my teeth this morning, by the way, so you'll have to forgive me. At least you guys can't smell my nasty ass breath. So I'll be playing some Magic cards later. Got my boys. I think it might just be Nathan today playing. I'm not sure if we got Billy in the house, if he's going to be playing, but we'll see. What up? Yep. I just got to work one more day tomorrow, thank goodness, and then I'm going to be kind of having a mini vacation, I guess you could say. But yeah, I guess we could talk about, my portfolio is one of the things that I keep focusing on. It's one of my main focuses. Like most people focus on, sprucing up their resume or making sure that they're good at their job. And look, I make sure that I'm good at my job. That's not my priority. First off, good thing is I'm already good at my job. I stick with my job because I already know what I'm doing. Second, the main thing is focusing on the portfolio. My investment portfolio is far more important to me than my job, as much as although my job does fund the portfolio. However, my portfolio is becoming more and more self-sustaining by the day. So by all technicality, I could, in theory, do part-time DoorDash, which is wild to me. Let's see. Ultra Fire says S&P hit all-time high, pretty nice. Yeah, absolutely, man, and it's been great for my my portfolio has been looking very sexy as a result, because of the growth and all the gains and stuff. But one of the things I continue to bet against while everybody's on this high is I trickle buy into the S-bit because I like to bet against Bitcoin. We all know this. Overall, we're definitely seeing a bit of a change. I do hope that Bitcoin does crash, though, because Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, and Bitcoin has gone up a little too far. Ponzi schemes deserve to go to zero. And to those who are saying it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's a Ponzi scheme with extra steps. First off, it's decentralized. It requires new investors to fund the old. In fact, it reminds me of a digital version of Social Security, except for it's not run by the government. However, unfortunately, the government and financial institutions are getting so heavily involved in Bitcoin. It's disgusting, by the way. It should make you sick. Make everybody sick. It makes me sick. I want to throw up in my mouth. All right? Makes me... I thought I wanted to come, but I don't want to come. Yuck. But yeah, don't forget, you guys. Scrub that. Look how dirty this thing is. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it as a throwing disc. All right? Oh, look, there's a little mosquito on it. Mosquito on the Scrub Daddy. You guys think this could be an effective frisbee? All right. Let's see. Effective frisbee here. Throw it here. No, it's kind of a weighted frisbee for sure. I don't know if it exactly has the airflow that one would need. So we could try this. The goal is to keep shilling the Scrub Daddy because it's the greatest product of all time. It is. I love the Scrub Daddy. It's a good product. Whew. But yeah, Ponzi schemes deserve to go to zero. Anything with an intrinsic value of zero goes to zero, and so it's only logical for me to buy into an ETF that bets against the price of Bitcoin. Now, how long does the dumb money continue to funnel into Bitcoin? Now, there's so much financial institution involvement into Bitcoin at this point, and it makes me wonder if behind the scenes there's going to be some sell-offs on purpose to then manipulate the price downward. Now, I will say, if the price of Bitcoin went to $1 million per coin, I would be very, very excited. Not because it means that Bitcoin's legitimate. It means it's even more false than I realized it was before. Because anything with an intrinsic value of zero, if it doesn't go to zero, if it goes to all-time highs, to like $1 million per coin, it's proof positive that I need to bet against it even more. Because it does have a cap on how long it's going to go up. There's only so much dumb. Only so much dumb money that could be that can happen. That could be allowed in the system. But yeah. How much dumb money is out there, though? Let's take a look at the comments section. I might have missed some comments, by the way. So if I have, I want to apologize. Let's see. Ultra Fire says Scrub Daddy puts the lotion on the skin. Nice frisbee. A for effort. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So yeah, the Scrub Daddy, we've proven, oddly enough, is that it can be used as an actual frisbee. Didn't think that would be possible. Copper tone sunscreen, baby. That's actually another thing I need to put on sunscreen is an affiliate link for the sunblock that I use, because even though this is actually not the one I use all the time, this is my second go-to though. If they're out of Banana Boat, I go for Copper Tone. They're both great sunscreens, by the way, but I prefer the Banana Boat one because I'm a Banana Boat kind of guy. However, I do like that Copper Tone chose the color blue. It's a lot easier on the eyes. I will admit the Copper Tone ones, like orange and not the Copper Tone, sorry, the Banana Boat ones, a little bit orange and whatever. I'm not going to complain about that too much, but after this, though, I am throwing away this Scrub Daddy. I'm throwing it in the trash here pretty soon. Mussy and the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm that kind of guy. The mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I got fly wrap skills, And yeah, my skills when it comes to rapping are so fly. I can't help but be that kind of guy. But yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for guys. I can't speak. I want to thank you guys though for continuing to view the show, even though this is a, you know, obviously an anti-Bitcoin show. I think Bitcoin sucks. If we're gonna be honest, I know it's not a popular opinion on YouTube. A lot of these YouTube channels are sadly shilling the shit out of Bitcoin, and it's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm sounding like William Shatner when I talk about how awful Bitcoin is. But yeah, Bitcoin really is. It is one of the worst investments you could ever make. It is a Ponzi scheme, and it's just young people. It's just like Social Security, young people funding the old. Bitcoin in this instance, though, is the young naive investors buying Bitcoin for a higher price, so they can basically fund the old investors, because the old investors are smart. You know, they know that Bitcoin's a sham. They got in early just so that way they could sell it at a higher price. That's all it is. It's basically them just trying to make a quick buck. That's all it is. Bitcoin is not the future. It's not the future of money. It can't be. It's impossible. It is valueless. It's a string of data. And at the end of the day, it's basically, you know, the energy used to mine Bitcoin, it's a waste of energy. It's pure waste. Energy could be used more efficiently. And yeah, I think that Bitcoin is the worst investment anybody can ever make. And it saddens me when people think it is. When people say it's a real investment, that really hurts my soul, in more ways than one. Because it's not. It just can't be. And if you guys want to tell me otherwise, tell me otherwise. But I ain't buying it, man. Let's see. Ultrafire says, do you swim mostly in rivers, lakes, or oceans, G-Dog? So I'm not a big fan of lakes. I'm not a lake kind of guy. I prefer the river. River's my main go-to. If we're going to be, the number one is rivers. Number two is, I like the ocean. I like swimming in the ocean a little bit. The ocean here, though, is, you know, I could be wrong. I think it's probably colder on the East Coast, but the ocean on the West Coast, the Pacific Ocean, is pretty flipping cold. Now, if you go, you know, down south, maybe to California, go to the Los Angeles beaches, that's a different story. The water is way warmer down there than in here on the coast of Oregon, in the Coos Bay, North Bend area. I check my messages real quick. But yeah, that's just kind of how it is overall. And that's the way it is. Oh, and this is another cool thing I like to use. I don't think they actually sell this on Amazon, but I got this from Grocery Outlet for a very good price, by the way. See, that's another thing about Grocery Outlet, man. They will have really cool products at very low prices, but the product does it's like a generic version. It's like taking generic Viagra. You know, you don't need real Viagra. You could take the generic stuff and still pop that erection. So this is the same thing. This is basically my alternative to pocket juice. Is a sweet battery pack. So let's see what else we got here. I love trashing on Ponzi schemes, especially when it's so obvious. What's weird though, I never thought that the world, I wouldn't say the world, but it actually surprises me that financial institutions have gotten on board with Bitcoin. That's the one thing that surprised me the most. I think that I think the only reason they got on board with it though, and I try to think about this logically, like I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, in their minds. Ultrafire says, look up horny goat weed. Actually, I've had horny goat weed drink before. I got a little, you know, it got me plump, but you know, I need very heavy doses of horny goat weed to get my wiener up, so that ain't gonna work. I watch too much Golf Channel. That's the problem. If you guys want to know why, it's too much Golf Channel. This might be the nastiest show on YouTube. I talk about erectile dysfunction on this show probably more than investing. Ultra Fire says, F my life. I have had horny goatweed drink before, though. I got it at Big Lots once. I think it was when we still had a Big Lots here in Coos Bay, North Bend. Yeah, it's like a weird horny goatweed drink. I got like 99 cents a can. I was like, oh, screw it. Let me see if I can get a boner. And let's see here. And then I was like, boom, okay, it kind of chubbed me out a little bit. But, you know, I need high doses of Viagra sort of end of the spectrum. You know, that's the way it works. I don't know why I'm sounding like this when I talk. I do like to, I'm not going to lie, during these live broadcasts, though, I do like to fluctuate the sound of my voice. So, like, sometimes I'll be, like, in my head, I'll be thinking, I wonder if, because, like, I'll try to sound like Patrick Bateman, then I'll try to sound like Chris Hansen, you know? And I'll just try to, like, vary up my voice, be like, you know, here we go. We talk about investing, you know, S&P 500. It might be a good investment opportunity. And sometimes we'll do the Robert Downey Jr. impression, you know. Robert Downey Jr. Let's see. I highly recommend Ageless Male Supplements, says Ultra Fire. Interesting. Very sexy. Very sexy. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, like, I don't, you know, I've had horny goat weed before. That stuff's all right. It does the trick. It gets me going a little bit. I might need to invest into some horny goat weed drink. I don't know if you guys have listened to Will Smith's new cringy song called Pretty Girls. It's bad, dude. It's rough. I almost want to try to get it to #1 on the billboards because of how ridiculous that freaking song is. It sucks so bad. I love Will Smith, not gonna lie. Even after the slap that everybody gives him shit for, I'm still very much a Will Smith fan. Yeah, this channel's a Will Smith fan. Deal with it, all right? Horny goat equals boner uppercut. It's funny. Interesting. There's a little bug on my. Get out of here, little bug. Trying to get this bug off here. There we go. Got the bug off the charger. I don't know why there was a bug on the charger, but keep that thing away. Didn't want to hurt it though. Kept it away as best as I could. Knocked it off the wire. Doesn't know what he's doing though. Just he's innocent in all this. I'm invading his space, you know. But yeah, horny goat weed, baby. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Sorry about that, folks. Is the camera working? Oh. Camera working. Oh my God, it's working. I'll be working when the camera working. Oh my God. Yeah. Interesting. Here we go. All right. Yeah, Will Smith kids are a little bit strange for sure. But no, I mean, definitely. Here's the thing about the Hollywood lifestyle, from what I've been able to tell. I think a lot of them went to Diddy parties for sure, and good for them. Get the Diddy parties going. Hey, look, Diddy's a freak. A lot of people in Hollywood, they're freaky. You know, they like to do weird things, and you know, more power to them. Now, my question is, was the greatest quarterback of all time, Mr. Tom Mother effing Brady, was he at the Diddy parties? And I'm curious, was he? Let's hope he was. But thank you guys for viewing. This is great. You know, the more viewers we get, the better. I mean, it helps the channel grow, helps the channel become something a little bit more, that sort of thing, and I'm having fun with it. Yeah, any comments though, man? I'm more than trying to answer as many of these comments as I can. So Kevin Hart. So Ultra Fire says that Kevin Hart was at the Diddy. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. I mean, Kevin Hart's good friends with LeBron. LeBron's good friends with Diddy. I mean, look, everybody's trying to get in LeBron's pants, and so therefore everybody went to the Diddy parties with LeBron. So it's like LeBron sexuals are also Diddy sexuals, and that's just how it goes. So Ultra Fire says, I truly feel bad for Justin Bieber. Absolutely, dude. We all know. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And this is actually, so the whole Cassie thing, I don't think she's a victim at all in any way. That's my opinion. What I think Justin Bieber and any, so like if there's actual evidence that, you know, Diddy was, you know, doing stuff with Bieber, which, ugh. Like that's what grosses me out, and I think if there's any evidence to that, there needs to be some sort of light shown on it. If Justin Bieber needs to come out, if Diddy touched him, Justin Bieber needs to come out and say it, because like here's the thing, Cassie, she was with Diddy for like what, 9 years? I'm sorry, after 9 years and you're coordinating freak-offs, you know, nobody felt bad for Ghislaine Maxwell, by the way. This is a fun fact. So, P. Diddy and Cassie can be compared, not completely, but compared to some degree to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Why not? Why not? Nobody's saying that Ghislaine was coordinating a lot of the stuff too. So, you know, Cassie was coordinating a lot of the Diddy freak-offs, so why is Cassie not on trial? Instead, it's Cassie is putting Diddy on trial, which I think Diddy deserves to go to trial for all the heinous, creepy, screwed-up shit that he's done. Absolutely. But it sucks that they're not covering that in the trial. They're not covering the pedo stuff. They should. They need to. And I don't see Cassie as a victim, but I see any young artists who were, I don't know. At the end of the day, I just can't. Nobody felt bad for Ghislaine Maxwell. She was with Epstein for a long time. Cassie was with Diddy for a while. Nobody felt sorry for her. She was coordinating shit. Cassie was coordinating shit. If you compare the two, the only difference between these two, well, I think Jeffrey Epstein was really good with stocks, ironically. But let's see. It says Ultra Fire says, just goes to show you, if you are rich and famous, you get off the hook. Absolutely, and that's the way it is. Unfortunately, you know, in the Constitution it says all men are created equal, meaning that we should all have equal rights, is what that really means, and that goes for men and women as well. You know. No matter what race or creed you are, I do believe that you do have the same rights overall. It sucks though, because I will admit, you know, it's a pay-to-play system nowadays. It's unfortunate. So if you want to get away with stuff, you know, load up the corrupt judge with some coinage, right? You know what I mean? That's what tends to happen. It's unfortunate. I think we do live in a very corrupt age, and people have every right to question what's going on, right? And there's a lot of questions, and we wonder if you know, even going beyond this trial, oh, that's a weird looking bug. Oh, get away from me, bug. What are you doing, dude? But yeah, I love going out here and into nature and chilling out and talking about Diddy, talking about investing. I'll talk about the Didster. But yeah, with everything that's happening though, yeah, it's just creepy Hollywood elite people. You know, you got your Harvey Weinstein. Fuck, it's like, I don't know what it is, but Hollywood and pedophiles go hand in hand, right? I don't know what it is. The Hollywood and the pedophiles, they go hand in hand. Um, and nobody takes Hollywood seriously anymore. Nobody does, because just nobody cares. Um, Funny thing is, Hollywood is so irrelevant now, and it's fantastic. It's actually a good thing. It's like it is the land of make believe, and I think that Hollywood needs to stay the f out of politics because they don't. First off, here's the thing about listening to actors is they all have dissociative mental disorders, which means that that's why they're so good at acting is because they have dissociative mental disorder. It's very simple. Um, and a lot of them don't really, they have a mind of their own obviously, but a lot of their opinions are formed based on their peers around them. They don't really critically think about their opinions. They just kind of mimic what the news tells them or their Hollywood friends tell them, right? So all these people are just copying each other and not really critically thinking about the crap they spew out of their mouth. But yeah, if we're really just looking at patterns, like seriously, all these people have dissociative mental disorder. Who knows? Maybe I have something like that. I don't know. But let's see. Yeah, Ultrafire says if you or I did this, we would have life in prison. Well, thank goodness we got morals and ethics. And, and that's the thing. You can still be a rich person, you can still be a wealthy person, and still have morals and ethics and stuff like that. It's not hard. Like, I just think that, like, I don't know. You could still live a kinky life, by the way, if you want it. Like, let's say you're into some BDSM, go to some dungeon parties, blah, 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 do that sort of thing. Make sure it's all legal and kosher and all that. But, like, do your thing if that's the case. But I'm not into that lifestyle. I don't want to get pegged. Even though I joke about it on this channel, don't want to get pegged. But, there are, Hollywood's kinky, unfortunately. And Will Smith probably went to the Diddy parties. LeBron, LaDiddy. It's unfortunate. It really is. But, more evidence will probably come forward eventually at some point, and we'll see what's, but, you know. Since we already demonstrated the scrub daddy, I'm gonna throw this thing away. This is actually a scrub daddy that's already been used, and it's already I've been using this thing for like 2.5 months. This specific scrub daddy, so like it's still scrubbed really well on this bench, which was odd on that bench over there. Actually, it's behind you, but it's fun. Echo chamber, boycott Hollywood echo chambers. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. My channel's kind of an echo chamber. I do try to get people with diverse opinions, though, people that oppose mine or are neutral to mine, onto the show. I don't like to try to get. I like to try to embrace them. Well, I don't think the way they do, but I want people to use my platform as kind of a stepping stone to say what's on their mind. Because I do believe in a free marketplace of ideas in the sense that people can say what they want. I may not agree with it, but maybe people in the chat will agree with it. Maybe it'll change some minds, maybe it won't. It's crazy shit, man. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about on the show today. Any investing topics you guys want me to cover? I'll probably do a live video for about maybe 10 more minutes, and then we'll kind of just go from there. I might go maybe do one more live video before I have to go play some cards, which I'm excited to play some cards actually. It's gonna be kind of fun. Ooh, but it's good shit. Good shit. All right. All right, and the keystone. Well, yeah, I think I could fit the keystone in the mount. No, I don't know if it could stretch. No, I don't think it could stretch that much. Trying to put the keystone in the scrub daddy, but I don't think it's gonna work. Um, oh man, it feels good to be out here in the park though, doing the show, sitting down. My muscles are pretty sore. I've been doing a lot of, like I said, doing a lot of swimming. Um, Nothing better than swimming in the river in the summertime, though, man. You just got to make sure that you get sunscreen all over. Because I tell you, man, that some of the burns I get are very intense. I was right. I realized I got to do some laundry. Gotta get some laundry done, and then after that, just gonna. Oh, not today. I'm not gonna do laundry today, but I'm gonna do laundry probably tomorrow. And basically, in my vacation time, then I'll probably do a live video at some point after I get done doing laundry, and then um, sort of take it from there. Let's see. Kind of waiting for my boy Nathan to message me at some point. Just kind of keeping an eye, keeping tabs on it. But yeah, like I said, anybody who does live videos, if you do like YouTube shit, getting something like this, like a little battery pack. This G-Tech is, I don't know how long this is actually going to last me, but it seems like a pretty decent product. It's already down to 1. I'm going to have to charge it when I get home, though. It's kind of on a low charge for the moment. But yeah, overall, let me take a look at the chat. Okay, so Ultra Fire says, how much do rentals go? How much do rentals go for in your area? So in Coos Bay, it depends. I haven't looked at the housing market in a while, at least when it comes to rent pay. I know what I pay at least. I don't want to reveal what I pay actually, but it's actually a pretty low amount because I don't have like very big square footage in my place. It's kind of a smaller place, but I like it that way. Which is great because it allows me to invest a lot more than usual. How do I explain it? So the one thing that's kind of cool about my place is how would I describe my place to you guys? Now that I think about it, it's got You guys will have to give me a second. I was gonna say, but it doesn't matter. My place is relevant in this scenario. As far as rentals go, I think rent on the Oregon coast, depending on where you're living, sometimes you have to kind of live in more of the slight outskirts, but not like not totally outside of the city limits, but outside enough of the city limits. I will admit the thing that kind of sucks is that Oregon has turned into a bit of a meth town. And it always Coos Bay has. North Bend's kind of no different, which is the saddest part about it. Both kind of meth cities, and yeah, even though I don't like to admit that, it's a sad admission. I was gonna say it's a lot less than places like Bend, Oregon. You know, if we're gonna talk about rentals, I know that for a fact because Bend has become the go-to place for hipsters and tech bros, and you know, it's become one of the most gentrified areas. So I mean, the more gentrified and whiteified something gets, obviously the prices of everything go up. So I kind of don't necessarily want Coos Bay to become gentrified. Let's see. Ultrafire says, "Would you ever live in Eugene?" Oh boy. I mean, Eugene is just as bad as far as like pricing goes for rentals. Don't get me wrong, I've checked out Zillow, but it's been a few months since I have, so it might have changed. But like, you know, I've compared the rents overall, like probably 3 or 4 months ago from, as I haven't looked at it for a while, but like, you know, Coos Bay, North Bend compared to Eugene, compared to Bend. Honestly, as long as I keep making money in different ways, whether I'm doing DoorDash and stuff like that, I could still live in a town like this. But yeah, I prefer to live in a more yeah, I prefer to live in a place like this overall. Here, I'm gonna unplug this real quick and put this back in my gotta remember to charge this when I get home. All right, I'm gonna put the notebook away because there really isn't much I want to talk about on the notebook here real quick. But put the notebook away, and we'll still do the show here in just a second. I just decided that I don't really need to charge up the phone; it's already fully charged at the moment, and we're gonna go into a bit of a selfie stick mode here in a sec. Well, maybe. Actually, you know, I'm gonna stand up and do the rest of the show here. Just gonna stand up and get a little bit of more sunshine. We'll just we'll up. There we go. All right. So we're doing a last part of the show, kind of more of a standing up. I'll probably do it for another 10 more minutes, I think. Jeez, I didn't realize how off balance this was until looking at it further. Yeah, that kind of works. It doesn't have to be perfect though. But yeah, overall, it's like now this is the view you're gonna get. You know, this is the nature of this area. But now I don't plan on doing this particular episode for too much longer. But we're gonna keep reading the chats real quick, and let's see. If you ever visit Eugene, ice cream parlor called Prince Puckler's. So I'll have to check out Prince Puckler's. I've never even heard of that. It's kind of like a smaller business or something. I was like, they have some interesting, unique small businesses in some of those places, like Bend or Eugene, even Portland. Yeah, they got some interesting selection for the most part. But yeah, it's just kind of the way it goes. Let's see if I can readjust this just a little bit. I think I realized that the phone itself was not evenly placed on this. There we go. It's a little more even. Kind of aligns a bit. But yeah, no, it's great to be able to do this live show more often, and having the battery pack helps out because I really don't like being home a lot. I actually like being out and about, and like I said, the world's a stage. You could use just about any space, as long as you have a tripod and a phone. Like this is like one of my major things. You don't need a big production budget to do a show. And yeah, is the audio perfect on this show? No, but honestly, the built-in microphone in these smartphones these days, especially if you get like something like the Google Pixel Pro, that's what I got, is the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And when I eventually upgrade, I definitely like to go for the highest, best one available on the market, because that's kind of the best way to go overall. Um, you know, and that's just kind of the way the show works. Let's take a look at a little more of the comments here. What else we got? Let's see. Ultrafire says, I lived on Hollow Lane in Springfield, Oregon from 2003 to 2005. Winters are kind of wet. Yeah, here's the thing about Oregon. It's kind of one of those, the closer you get to the coast, I mean, definitely the more moist it's going to get for sure. I definitely would not want to live in the Oregon desert at all. Like, that's the one thing I would have to say is kind of where I would personally draw the line for myself, is I'm not a big fan of the desert. I prefer living next to water, bodies of water. I think that's just kind of an instinctive thing. I think most people are like that, but hey, some people love the allure of the desert. Me personally, I don't. Springfield's not bad though. I've been there. Let's see. Ultrafire says you wouldn't live in Bend. I mean, Bend's got a lot of rivers, so they got bodies of water. Sure, I'd live in Bend, but Bend is gentrified as shit, and it's too expensive. Like, if it was gentrified and cheap to live there, sure, I'd live in Bend. But the beauty is, Coos Bay, not a lot of people want to actually live here. And that's been kind of one of the biggest draws for me, because the cost of living is pretty low. And it really just gets kind of cold and wet down here. But if you're just somebody who's got a thick skin, got a little bit of blubber, it'll be good at the end of the day. So, Coos Bay, North Bend's a great area to live in. It's a little windy. That's like one of the big things. I think that's one of the deterrents for people who do live here. I don't think they live here for very long because they can't handle the wind. And I kind of learned that the wind, I mean, I've grown up in Coos Bay, basically, in North Bend, and it's been one of the cheaper places to live, probably because I scare everybody away. But at the end of the day, I've had a real good time living here. It's been one of the better places. And I intend to keep on living here. Well, for now. I mean, eventually I do want to move, but the thing is, my main focus is, keep up in the investment portfolio, keep having my investments pay me to exist, and that's really the key. I mean, I just don't know any other way of living. It's just the way I live. Give me one moment, though. I'm going to check a couple messages real quick, make sure that see if my buddy Nathan has messaged me at all. No messages from my boy yet. That's okay. Yeah. Just doing a lot of, kind of waiting on him to message me. So if I do another live stream, it'll probably be maybe potentially a shorter one here in a bit, but could do an interesting food review. Go somewhere, might do a food review or something, but yeah, you guys don't forget though, Scrub Daddy. We all know, we all love the Scrub Daddy. It's a good product. It's fairly biodegradable, I think. It's good for the environment. Let's take a look at the comments real quick here. Let's see. Ben looks nice to me, says Ultrafire. Ultrafire says, are there any newer houses on Coos Bay or mostly old developments? They do actually develop new areas, new properties and things like that. So it's not like it doesn't happen. As far as it goes, though, I will say the development in the Coos Bay, North Bend areas, it's kind of a sometimes slow work. We just haven't had much of a population growth. The population's been kind of stagnant for a while. It fluctuates, but not by much. It goes up, it goes down. It just depends on what sort of opportunities are here. And honestly, there are opportunities here in Coos Bay, and luckily, like, there's enough of a population to where I could do things like DoorDash and all that. But at the same time, doing things like YouTube and Amazon affiliate marketing gives me the opportunity to live in a place like this where the cost of living is low, but where I can also just keep investing, have my dividend portfolio, my portfolio pay me essentially, and then just kind of go from there. But yeah, the more the portfolio pays me, the better. That's just kind of the way it rolls, at least for me. I'll probably go out in the sun real quick. Hold on. All right, going back. But yeah, I like having the space though. That's one of the reasons I love having a tripod set up on like a higher platform, because my tripod only goes up so much, so you have to sometimes put it on like a bench. You guys are actually on the top of a bench at the moment. But public spaces, I think a lot of people don't take advantage of these enough. I mean, it's a beautiful public space, and I figure, my local taxes go to this, so it's like I might as well utilize it to the fullest advantage as an actual stage for the show whenever I decide to get out of the house. So, and I prefer, honestly, these types of shows where it's just me discussing, chatting with everybody, doing a live stream. And sure, the live stream sometimes cuts out here and there. It's not always perfect, but but as far as it goes, that's the one thing I will say that I love the most about Coos Bay. It's not fully gentrified, and it's still enough of a meth town to where the cost of living is low enough to where nobody really wants to move here. And so, gotta keep it as gentrified as, they want to keep it gentrified, which when I say gentrified, I just mean whiteified, because they try to make it, the cost of living, a little more expensive, and they, it's just like Bend, Oregon. It's just white people. White people who say they're not racist. But, that's just me. Oh, we got my boy, Mr. Tim Smith, the legend from Canada, by the way. I don't know if he's watching at the moment. I don't know if he's able to chat in. Let me see if I'm missing any of his chats or anything. Okay, not missing any chats from Tim Smith yet, but, this is it. Coos Bayification is what he said on text message, Coos Bayification. I am, by the way, viewing all chats, so anything that comes in, I should be able to see it fairly instantly. Unless YouTube decides to be dicks and totally ban my boy from saying what he wants. But yeah, that's the one thing about gentrification. It's really, and that's what Bend is. It's just a gentrified place, and it's really a way to make it more unsuitable for people who are minorities. Essentially, it's whiteification is what I like to call it. And more power to them, obviously, and that's why I don't think I think that a lot of people in gentrified areas don't necessarily practice what they preach. They're fake, and they're more racist than they realize. But yeah, I'm just honest. That's my opinion, by the way. It's my honest opinion. I may be wrong. But I do think gentrification is basically whiteification. So that's all it really is at the end of the day. It's just a fancy way of saying we got to make this more white. We got to make it more suitable for white people. With basically hipsters. I think hipsters have become I call them the guilty whites. The hipsters have become the guilty white people. I don't suffer from white guilt because I'm part Mexican, probably. Yeah. I suffer from guilt if I've actually wronged anybody, but I don't really care. I don't really give two shits about what my ancestors did, if I'm going to be honest. I've never really cared about anything my ancestors did. I think we take, even though I mooch off my brother's 23andMe a lot just because I'm a comedian, I think that the one thing I will tell the world is that where you come from doesn't matter at all. It kind of does, you know. History matters, but what matters really is human nature. That's the one thing I've learned is, are you a piece of shit, or are you not? I mean, are you actually do you have morals, ethics, values, blah blah blah, right? Where does it all stem from? That matters a lot. So I mean, that's kind of the age old question. And that's why I don't really give two shits about, you know, my ancestry or my culture. Like I've learned some good cooking tips from my ancestors, obviously, by, you know, looking at some of, well, obviously I don't know my ancestors, but like my culture, for instance, like, you know, the different cultures that I'm from, I have learned some good cooking tips. But that's about the extent of it, though. As far as being a human being, I just kind of, you know, look at how my ancestors acted, and that's pretty much about the extent of it. And really, just kind of making a good life for myself and the family that I have, and that's really the most important thing. And, you know, trying to make the life a little bit better for everybody else, and um, but yeah, no, I will say I'm kind of glad that Coos Bay is not fully gentrified, or else it would be very expensive to live here. But even if it were fully gentrified, I don't think a lot of pussy ass hipsters can actually handle the wind. Like, I really don't think they can. It's a lot colder here, so a lot of pussy ass, like I said, pussy ass hipsters can't handle this bullshit. I can because I'm fat as shit. I'm a fat ass. Not too fat though. I just got a little bit of blubber here because I drink Keystone Light too much, which I think the blubber's gone down. But I love putting out my theories on the world. They might be inaccurate, but I ruffle feathers. I ruffle feathers, not on purpose. I just think differently. And but yeah, and thank goodness Coos Bay is not gentrified. Oh my God, not fully at least. They're gentrifying certain areas, like North Bend's gotten fairly gentrified. You know, that sort of thing. I just don't want Coos Bay or North Bend to be more expensive to live in. Is really the key. And oh, somebody's taking down. Oh, somebody took down a sign. They took down my my free Diddy sign. Hey, you know, we could celebrate Diddy though. Just kidding. Well, a piece of bark just fell down on me. My God. Ultrafire says, haha, no way, they actually took down the... No, it wasn't a... I have no idea. It was like a sign down there at the park, though. And some guy was, like, unscrewing it or something like that. I think it was, like, one of those park rules sort of signs. I'm assuming that somebody probably beat it up or something. But that's usually the assumption. But, yeah, overall, this is... You know... Now, I could throw some pine cones at you guys. Now, I want to see if I'm the greatest pitcher of all time. So the goal is, can I hit the tripod or can I hit the camera? And we're going to do 10. We're just going to do 10 throws, all right? If I can hit 5 or more of the pine cones, I'm the greatest pitcher of all time. So, here we go. All right. Oh, I nicked it. There we go. I heard that. All right, we're 1 for 1. All right, here we go. Oh, 1 for 2. Oh, 1 for 3. Oh, We're 3 for 5. 3 for 5. Here we go. Oh. I actually nicked it right here. So 4 for 6. Oh, 4 for 7. Five for 8. I'm gonna finish this off. All right, 6 for 10. So I was able to hit this with pine cones 6 out of 10 motherfucking times. Hell yeah. Boom. That's just how good of a pitcher I am. I'm waiting for the Seattle Mariners to sign my bussy. Come on, Seattle Mariners. Balls in your court, dude. Sign my ass. Or give me a 10-day contract or something. But yeah, overall, it's good shit. Give me one moment. Yeah, this is the way it goes, man. It's the way it rolls. All right, but I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to view this. Read some comments real quick, if there's any more. Trying to make sure I didn't miss any. Looks like I got all the comments so far. Ultra Fire says any way we can see the river. I mean, this is the Mingus Park Pond, by the way. That's just the Mingus Park Pond. We're just at pretty much where it's at. But we're gonna end the show right now. I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna try to find another spot to do a show, but catch y'all later.